Welcome to Just One Cent.
What are you doing?
I'm doing the episode. I'm dressed up as Batman for Halloween.
Halloween was 2 days ago.
Oh.
Welcome to Just One Cent. This was not dry erase. It was a Sharpie. So I'm gonna do the whole episode like this and then go scrub my face off later. Let's just do the episode. Last week we didn't have Dean's comment of the week, and that was just because of technical difficulties, but this week we're gonna start out with it because it also deals with the first thing that we see in the episode. So without further ado, it's time for Dean's comment of the week. Dean says, "As much as I like Gordon, I think he should chill on the Batman voice. Somebody should seriously get him a cough drop." This has been Dean's comment of the week. Also in that opening scene, we see Valerie laid up in the hospital, still dealing with her gunshot wound from last week's episode, and Jim right by her side. Just being the good boyfriend that he is, that is until she wakes up and dumps him. Yep, Valerie got shot in the stomach, and Jim got shot through the heart. Man, I love that one. Dumbest drug dealer ever. Ed and Isabella's love continues to grow in this episode, where we see them having talked the entire time since they've met all the way through the night, and Ed comes out with possibly the cheesiest pickup line I think I've ever heard. Cheesiest or nerdiest, either one. He says, quote, "You have exquisite femurs." Ah, love. Ed is in love, and love makes you say silly and ridiculous things. And just as I thought, Ed being in love with Isabella certainly got under Penguin's skin and made him both bitter and jealous. I guess you could say it really ruffled his feathers. Jervis Tetch continues to get more and more creepy as each episode passes by, and this episode he just continued to up that creepiness factor. He also made his motive very clear. He wants to destroy pretty much all of Gotham. He now blames Gotham for the death of his sister, not just Jim Gordon, so he's going to terrorize all of its citizens. And in a show filled with nothing but mystery, it seems, it's really good for our characters to have clear motives and clear directions. So good on this. Jim shows up to a crime scene unauthorized and uninvited. When Barnes makes Bullock throw him out, Bullock plays the bad cop. This hopefully just pushes Jim a little bit closer to joining the police force. That's what we call foreshadowing. We get an answer to one of the questions we left off with in the last episode. The whole ordeal between Jim, Lee, and Valerie with Jervis Tetch did cause tension between Mario and Lee. And as funny would have it, as soon as Mario said to Lee, "I want him out of our lives," guess who walked up? Awkward. But then the seriousness happened when Jim told Lee that he had no reverse psychology at play when he told Tetch to shoot Lee instead of Valerie. And that whole conversation really led to the biggest focus of this week's episode. A lot of this episode centered around Jim Gordon facing all of his fears. This came up when he talked with both Bullock and Lee. Bullock said he was just too scared to rejoin the police force, and Lee told him he was too scared to really admit his true feelings. Well, Jervis certainly seemed to help him out when he doused him with an hallucinogen and sent him down the rabbit hole to face all of his fears. Funny enough, this whole trip was narrated by his crazy psychopathic ex-girlfriend, Barbara. She helped him make the decisions that he needed to make while he was down in his hallucination. And before you think this was a little scarecrowy of Jervis to send Jim down this rabbit hole to face all of his fears, that really wasn't the purpose. He doused him with a hallucinogen just to incapacitate him for a little while Jervis went on to more nefarious things. We finally learned the base cause of all of Jim's fears. It was failure. He feared failing to live up to his father's legacy, he feared failing to be a family man, and he feared failing to be a hero. After Mario revived him and brought him back to his senses, he realized that he had to do the one thing that he had been avoiding the whole time, and that was face his fear. He started first by going up to Barnes and asking to rejoin the GCPD, by which Barnes responded, "I'm happy to have you back." Before the episode ended, we saw Penguin talking to Catherine of the Court of Owls, the shadowy figure in the darkness, and this registered as a big nope, on my Richter scale of things that shouldn't happen. Especially when it was revealed that there was another shadowy figure that was in a position of power in the Court of Owls that seemed to have some kind of connection to Jim Gordon's family. Ooh. And that does it here for this episode of Just One Cent. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope you like, share, and subscribe, and follow us on all of our social media accounts. And just remember, until next time, make sure it's dry erase, not Sharpie.
Whoa.